And I can see one thing is not going to last. I made a substitute. The original was a Bakelite tube. Well, I can't find Bakelite right away. So I use a piece of PVC, but look at all the heat from the manifold. It's beginning to do a little melt job on me there.
So you you had to, what'd you have to do there? You put a piece of...
Well, the original was a Bakelite tube, but it's pretty hard to get Bakelite these days.
Right.
So I just substituted a piece of water piping polyvinyl. And it obviously can't take the heat from the manifold here, so it's kind of melting. So
that's just to keep the spark plug wires
well, it's just to guide
right?
them, keeping them in the right position. Yes, that's about all its function is. So it's not important technical function, but cosmetically it should be improved a little bit.
So what size motor would this be? What kind of displacement?
It's around 3.5 liters. I think it's 198 cubic inches. It was a very standard Lycoming four-cylinder engine, about 198 cubic inches. I think the rated horsepower was 35. It's licensed at 19.6, but that's because they use an old-style British formula for calculating horsepower. And I can tell you, I don't know whether you want the camera to run, but I can tell you an interesting thing. When I first got the thing running in 1946 for 7, this was my father's first car, and it spent a lot of time in the garage on the farm on Wolf Island. When I got it running, my father said, okay, it runs now, only local roads, get it licensed right away. So I go over to Kingston to license it. So I go up to this license bureau in Kingston, and there's a lady there who could have been a model for Norman Rockwell. Severe face, hair brought back into a bun, looking like straight out of a magazine, and an upright typewriter, an ancient thing. And I said, I'm Lorne Keyes, and I'd like to license this car, and I'm from Wolf Island. And she types and types and types and types. And what's she typing? I only told her my name, and I came from Wolf Island. And I was going to wow the locals with licensing this ancient machine. Instead, I was the one who was nonplussed because she had filled in all the missing information. She must have known my father, remembered the registration from years before, and so I was the one who went out deflated because she had the horsepower, 19.6 horsepower, roadster model, Gray Dort, 1990. She had all the information, which she clearly remembered.
That is amazing.
Oh, I think it's an amazing memory story because she must have licensed thousands of people. How she remembered my particular circumstance is astonishing to me. So I like telling that story because I started out saying, well, I'll go, you know, the young kid, I'll go and wow the locals with this thing. I went out with my tail between my legs.
So what particular model is this?
This is called the Ace. It had a few extra features. For example, there are a number of cars here today that would have the same engine and the same basic transmission, frame, and so forth. The wheels are an optional extra to differentiate the model. And here you see that there's a map light when it's in, and when you pull it out, it's on a spring-loaded reel. So it's a trouble light that will run right around the car. And there's an 8-day clock, which is in perfect operating condition here. Spring wound, of course. And then this item they call a cigar lighter. It lights up as soon as you pull it out, and you can extend it into the back seat. And so those few features. One thing that's required a little coordination. This is a gas filler right here. That's pretty unusual feature, and one would have to coordinate the gas filling and the lighting of the cigar here, or otherwise you might light up the wrong thing. So it's I'm not truly a car collector, but since it had that close family connection, both with my parents that I respect very much, and my own experiences, so when the opportunity presented itself, I made a proper restoration. And this is my nephew. He's in charge of transporting and looking after things generally, but there's another young man around here who took the challenge of doing the painting and the body work, and the mechanical work was done by a fellow who's a tool and die maker, but also an expert in automobiles, and he enjoyed the challenge. And the fellow who did the upholstery was a retired upholsterer, and I'm sure he just did the job because of the challenge. And so when I show this car to people in the area, they say, but there are no car restorers around here. And I said, yes, but there are people with talent who enjoy a challenge, and I'm the beneficiary. I had to write a few checks, of course.
Victory Lincoln Chatham is proud to reveal the all-new 2016 Lincoln MKX. Experience a new level of luxury and power with an available twin-turbo 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 engine. Enjoy enhanced handling with available adaptive steering and intelligent all-wheel drive. Real walnut swirl or olive ash combined with available premium leather seating take personal luxury to a whole new level. The 2016 Lincoln MKX Reveal event. Learn more at victorylincoln.com.